So I put together that video. Woo! Double. I put together or found that video and thought it was perfect for this week because we're talking about academic supports. And it reminded me actually of a student that I had a few years ago who was working in Oakland, and he taught his students math through dance. And so then I saw this video and I thought, that's perfect. That is the kind of academic supports, the engaging type lesson that you can do with your students to really make a difference in their lives and their understanding of different subject areas. So for this week, I'll be adding the PowerPoint as soon as I finish the grading, and then we'll have the support video. So a few people have said that they wanted a task list where it's like list out all the things I have to do, and then I can check them off. So I styled this week's module with that in mind. Here's the link to the video, the math dance video. So you can see we've got 8 steps to this week, and then I put them all in order. So as soon as this video is done, I will insert it right there, and you'll have the the weekly support video. Second, we're going to go over homework feedback and diverse learner handbook. So this is really going over some of the co-teaching stuff, some of the positive behavior intervention support, online module feedback, the trauma, and Jessie put together this follow-up questions, answers to follow-up questions right there. We'll talk about the technology module. We'll talk about your UDL lesson plans. But remember, those were stage 1. Stage 2, we're going to be improving them. So you at least got me something that we can work with now. These are the different presentations that we're having from the Diverse Learners Handbook, and I have now PDF'd it and attached it here for you. Second, we're going to, after we finish that part of class, then we're going to move on to the academic support stations. So we're going to have 3 stations, 12 chairs at each one, the first one, so you're going to have the differentiation of instruction, which will be led by me, and then you'll have an independent table, and then you'll have the evaluating student learning activity, which is with Jessie. And you'll have, I think we're doing 15 minutes at each table, so it's not a lot of time, but it should get you started so that you can do each one of the activities. So for my activity at the differentiation of instruction, I want you to improve your lesson plans by integrating techniques or strategies by Friend and Bursick to improve the differentiation of instruction for all learners. So I gave you the sample class for you to write your lesson plan based on. So it had 25 students, it had some ELs, and it had some students with IEPs. So we're keeping that in mind as we're designing our lesson. So one would be but I also gave you the option if you actually have a class with diverse learners, you could use that class. So then you wrote your stage 1 of your lesson plan. So now we're going to kind of go through the book and look at the different differentiation of instruction strategies. And then you're going to choose one. And if you've already got one in your lesson plan, then we'll choose a second. And we will figure out which one really makes sense with yours. So I have the handout right here that I'll be giving you in class. And then for this activity, you're going to be turning in a description of the strategy you want to use, and then proof of that you're going to use it. So this could be creating a graphical organizer, or it could be, some sort of study guide, whatever it is, but you're going to actually create it to have that so that you can use this lesson plan at some point. So then you're going to switch over to your next station, which might be the independent learning strategy. And this one you're doing on your own. So an independent station means that this is something that the students can just work individually. And for this one, you're going to create a handout or poster you can give to your students that will support accessing the content to your course. So in the chapter 10, she goes through a ton of learning strategies, and I actually put together a PowerPoint or I'm sorry, a sheet where I go through and I explain exactly what you need to do. So I have you do like a little pre-assessment of yourself and what you know from the book. And if you don't know it, then go back to the book and learn these things. And then if you do know them all because you've done your reading and you've thought about it, then you're going to create a poster using one of these learning strategies, and then you'll answer these questions. And that is what you will turn in. So the different support materials are the Chapter 10, Friends and Bursic, and then I also put together an Include Strategy PowerPoint in case you forgot that from every chapter, but definitely Chapter 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. And then you, of course, have your assignment, which is right there. So you will answer the pre-skills assessment and learning strategies activity questions above. And if you have time, then you can actually create your handout or your poster mock-up and upload that with your response as well. Then the next station is evaluating the student learning. And here's a short video for you to watch as well. And there is the handout that we'll be giving you in class and directions and everything else. So once again, Chapter 11, and you're going to be working on this with Jessie, the seminar prep worksheet. So. All right, after that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to move tables around, and we're putting you in groups. And I created your groups based upon what credential you're getting, and then so that you were at least grouped kind of in the same area. And then you can see there's the case studies. So case study A, secondary A. So you can look secondary A, elementary A. So if you, depending on which group you're in, you're going to download the right case study, or I have it for you as well. And then I also am going to be going over the culturally responsive pedagogy, and so this is one of the handouts that I wanted to make sure you have. So then you're going to read your case study, and then you are going to work in groups to finish matrix that we have in the critical reflection activity 6. And so we'll be going over that in class as well. And then anything that you aren't able to finish with the time that we have in class, you can finish at home, and so that you're able to get that all done. Then fifth, you're going to do similar subject pair UDL lesson plan discussion and revision. So remember I mentioned that you have done your first stage of your UDL lesson plan, but you are not done yet. And I had you kind of practice it so you could get, an idea about what that lesson plan that you first created would look like if you tried it with students. So with your partner, you're going to describe your current lesson plan and then how you can improve it to meet the UDL lesson plan stage 2 requirements, which I have in our slides and everything. So I then want you to make sure to answer any questions in critical reflection number 6. So then here's where you're going to upload the UDL lesson plan stage 2, and here are the questions that I'm really having you look at. I want your lesson plan to make sure that, of course, it has all the aspects of Touro University requirements, and then does your assessment actually measure what the standard you're trying to meet is? And is technology used in an innovative or digitizing way? Is it pushing you outside of your comfort zone? Does it meet at least one of the ITSE education standards and one ITSE learning standard? Is your lesson plan designed with UDL in mind to meet the diverse learners in your class or the sample class profile? Do you use multiple means of representation, action, expression, and engagement? And have you implemented or practiced or then you're going to implement or practice, because you may not have a class, the revised lesson plan and write the reflection section of your lesson plan based on your experiences and improve your lesson plan based on your experience. There we go. I added the N that was missing there. But really, when we're looking at your UDL lesson plan this time, you should be using the feedback that we gave you on your first submission. You should use the discussion that you have with your colleague, and I'm really looking for stellar. The first round I took anything, and now we're really improving it. So this is for you, a chance for you to really shine on what you're going to be like as a teacher. Sixth, you're going to do the veteran teacher observation. It's really important, so let me just show you this again, and I know I've gone over this, but you're going to fill out this Likert scale, so highly evident to not evident, and then you notice that there's a comment section here. I do want you to write comments. I want you, or you can write them on the side. Wherever you end up writing them is fine, but I want to see what you notice more than just filling in numbers, okay? So it should be notes about what you're seeing there. And then 7th, here's the online module for transition, and there will be a video. We're just waiting for it to render right now. So you'll watch the video, then you'll read this section, and then you'll follow the steps, and you'll be uploading the PowerPoint that your student does, and then you'll also be filling out this Google form. And then here's the last part of this week is the critical reflection. So I've got the critical reflection sheet right here. These are for the Diverse Learner Handbook presentations that we'll have in class. Then here is, remember when I put you in those credential groups, you'll be filling out this matrix here to show how you will be culturally responsive in every one of these types of classes, and you'll work together. So even if you're a PE teacher, which would be VAPA, visual and performing arts, you can still help the math teacher think of culturally responsive ways to improve their classroom. Then you'll be reflecting on how you improved your UDL lesson plan in the 2nd stage. You'll be writing about what you learned from the SIOP veteran teacher observation, and then you'll be using this form to evaluate your group. And I actually want you to do that at the end of class tonight. And you can see this is let me show you what it'll look like. This is the cooperative learning group evaluation. So how much did you learn from the group, participate, enjoy, how effective was the group in allocating, and then this one is about how much you behaved and engaged in these types of behaviors. This one is about how the other people in your group did all of these different types of behaviors, and then how you would evaluate your learning experience. And then here's some short answer questions that I want you to answer, and then you'll hit submit. So that brings us through this week. If you have any questions or any needs, please give me a call. Thank you.